flowers to dingleberries. Welcome to Grunt Speak Live episode, what is it, 155? Holy shit.
Yeah, and
I'm
we're
Toxic
up to,
Male.
and we're up to 451.
451.
Yeah, 451. Dudes saved from blowing their fucking heads off.
Hell yes.
You sons of bitches.
Welcome to the show, you rat bastards.
Today's Thought Thursday.
And you know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Now, wait a minute. Why are we,
What's up?
why is my sound coming through really low?
Can they hear us?
I don't understand what's going on. Hang on. Sound's coming through really low. Not sure why.
Check. Yeah, it is coming low on my end.
It's coming low, period. Not sure why. Stand by, ladies and germs. It was working earlier. Not sure what the heck is going on now.
Got fucked.
Got fucked up, man. Got fucked. Hang on, let me turn this off.
Redonkulous
Maybe
turns.
that'll work. No? Not working? Son of a bitch.
Turd tunnel.
Turd tunnel. Hello,
Chlamydia
hello.
clam.
I'm not sure what the hell is going on here, to be honest with you. I said we worked this earlier and it was working just fine. Hang on. Hello, hello, hello. This is really freaking weird.
Huh.
Yeah, there's sound. It's just not coming through for you guys, and I'm not sure why.
There's no sound from it all?
They're having a hard time hearing it. I'm not really understanding what the hell is going on because it was working earlier. Shit. Hang on. Stand by, stand by.
You think it's a setting on your soundboard?
No, it's not the soundboard. I think it's OBS screwing up.
Oh, you're gonna
We may have to restart the stream.
All
All right, stand by, ladies and germs. We're gonna try to do this again here in just a minute. Streaming again. Okay, now we're gonna try this again. Now the sound seems to be working. I don't know what the hell was going on.
So
before.
do we need to? Does it use the same stream key and everything?
Yeah, it should use the same stream key. Everything should be just fine. But holy mother of God, that was weird.
Well, I'm glad that I'm not the only one that has Murphy technical problems.
Things happen. Things do happen. All right, we're back. Welcome to Grunt Speak Live, episode number 155. I'm Toxic Male, and that's Terrence Pop. Suck it, Dick!
And today's Thought Thursday, and we have some interesting shit for you.
Ugh.
We have a couple people we're going to contact. They're going to talk about their breakup stories.
Divorce.
If you guys have a breakup story, send us, email to redonkulous12@gmail.com.
Yes.
In the top, put breakup story, put 3 or 4 sentences to get us interested, and your phone number, and we might call you.
Yep, we got a couple that are on the line already that we're going to be contacting. Funny thing is that all this was inspired by an article.
Oh, yeah.
And we could even open it up to the floor, so not just divorce. I mean, we're talking about sour divorce, grapes.
Or
you get what I mean there.
Or vicious breakup.
A vicious breakup that resulted in women proving that they just can't handle rejection.
Yeah.
That's always my favorite.
I don't know. I always find it amazing how women are so quick to stab you in the back.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how they were able to convince the world that men can't handle rejection. You hear women on these boards like Female Dating Strategy, on Reddit Cancer. They say this all the time. Men just can't handle rejection. No, ladies. That is our default setting. We get rejected so often, we're like, okay, whatever. The problem arises because women lie, and they lie a lot. And they will reject a man expecting him to fight to keep her, at which point the power dynamic shifts because it's all manipulation.
Well, the minute you start fighting over them or showing a lot of image, you lose your frame.
As soon as you start chasing her, you've lost.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah.
And when a woman rejects you and then gets angry because you don't get upset, that's why. It's because you didn't take it as a cue to pursue.
Well, like my conversion rate back when I was doing chasing women and showering them with bird seed. My conversion rate was roughly 10%. And I remember, like, me and a couple of my ranger buddies kept track of all the women we talked to.
Oh yeah.
And I would get, like, every 20 times I would approach a woman, two of the times I get maybe. And then you have to play the game to try to seal the deal. It's
funny because, they've been telling us forever, no means no. even though we know that's not necessarily true. And
Well, I mean,
stuff
in
like
today's
this.
day and age, like
you don't have the choice.
as soon as I get no, I'm like, I'm done.
Bye-bye.
I'm out.
Because we're in the Me Too generation now. You don't have the luxury of, maybe she doesn't really mean no. Maybe she wants me to pursue her. Next thing you know, you're getting cuffed and stuffed.
Yeah. Or you have the sheriff come to your house and serve a PPO, which is, you can't contact this person for, ever again and blah, blah, blah.
Forever.
Yeah. It's just not worth it, man.
No. But, a new butt screen for you there, so you can actually see us while we're looking at the butts. It's a good
Big
time.
butt right there.
Yes, and we cannot lie. Here it is. Michigan woman sues man for standing her up on a date and gets into argument with a judge. A Michigan woman who is suing a man who stood her up on a date for $10,000 got into an argument with the judge during a virtual court hearing. Now, the only reason I think she talked like this is because she wasn't physically in the courtroom, because any other person, contempt of court all day long.
Let's hear it.
Let's check it out. Oh, here we go.
No. It's his version. First of all, do you understand what perjury is?
Yes, I understand perjury is a lie. I know what perjury means.
That courtroom up in Flint, it got heated.
The audio on this video is a little wonky, but
so bad
I know, but the judge
defendant,
is
she
on
decided to
video
sue him for
camera wearing a
thousands of
face
dollars,
shield.
and then thought it was a good idea
By
to
himself.
By
represent
himself.
herself
What the
in
fuck?
court.
I feel for the defendant. I mean, like I said, he should have swiped left.
Richard Jordan, who's being sued for $10,000 after he allegedly didn't.
Seriously, what did he do wrong to warrant this kind of monetary compensation?
He didn't show up. He stood her up.
Yeah, but men can't handle rejection, right, ladies?
Show up for a date with Kashante Short back in 2020 in Flint.
Okay, now,
2 years ago.
People who name their children this way, please stop playing Boggle with your child's birth certificate. For the love of God.
She says he caused emotional distress.
Emotional
because the
distress.
date fell on her late mom's birthday.
Well, whose fault is that, you dumb bitch?
Well, I mean, this is what I have to say here, is, you know how many times I've been stood up in my pussy chasing career before I retired? I've been legitimately stood up probably a dozen times in my life.
It happens.
Yeah, and
as a dude, you're used to it.
And now, like, when I've given up the internet dating thing, but when I used to occasionally meet a woman, if they're late, like 10 minutes, I leave.
Yeah.
I'm not tolerating that. That's total disrespect.
Amen to that. It's exactly how it should be handled.
That's right. And I can remember on half a dozen occasions, where are you? I'm like, you were late? I left. I told you I'd be late. And I told you I would leave. See you later.
Hey, that's how that goes, man.
Okay, we're going to have to go with a big fuck off.
But listen to the way this woman talks to the judge.
Yeah.
Mr. Jordan, let me just ask you this. Are you planning to represent yourself on this?
To be honest with you, sir, I thought this was just going to be thrown out. We had a date, one date, and nothing else after that. And now I'm being sued for $10,000.
Todd, you've been doing this a minute. Ever seen anything like
One
this?
date.
If I've seen something like this, I've seen someone go to jail.
Defense attorney Todd Perkins wasn't in on this hearing, but says the judge has the patience of a saint as Ms. Short tried schooling him on everything during this recent Zoom hearing.
Oh, man.
Here
Do
we
not
go.
insult my intelligence as if I do not understand what the word perjury means.
Be quiet while I'm talking. You need to be
Oh, my
quiet.
God.
Can you mute her, please?
Because perjury is a
Can you
criminal
please
offense.
mute her?
She's walking through an airport. She's just, as the judge was muting her, she continued to talk.
The best part, besides the look on this man's face, Ms. Short didn't even file in the right court.
Bottom line is you said it's a criminal offense, so I will send it to circuit court. Are we done here?
No,
Wow.
you don't understand, ma'am. You don't
Are we
understand.
done here? Are we done here?
You know, last I checked, the judge tells you when you're done.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no way that woman would be doing this in the real court. She'd get hit with.
No, if she was in real court, she would be strung up with contempt of court. I would bitch slap her back to Bangkok, and ironically, that's probably what she used to do on all of her weekends before her phone stopped ringing.
Well, I mean, for her to get $10,000 in damages, she's going to have to prove damages.
Damages, and you can't. Well, it's emotional damage. What are you going to do? Give him your diary?
So he went out with her on one date, and that was it.
Yeah.
And he said, forget it. Now she's suing him.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
And I can guarantee you the judge she's going to get in front of if she keeps pushing this.
She's one of those, oh, no, he didn't.
He's going to be like, you're suing him for $10,000 because he didn't go on a second date.
No. Emotional damage.
So, like the other guy who would show up and then ditch out and let the woman pay for everything.
God.
Now, granted, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be criminally charged for that.
Yeah. But let's not forget, over a third of Western women freely admit to using men for free meals.
That's absolutely correct.
And
it's happened to me.
We don't get to sue them after we find out that that's all we were.
Yep.
Just like, apparently, there's no punishment for paternity fraud.
Oh, no.
Which is one of the most heinous crimes in existence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is, because first of all, if they are successful in fooling the so-called not the father for 2 years and 1 day, that dude is on the hook for that kid for the rest of his life. That is the equivalent of slavery.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I would have to die on my feet than live on my knees.
Amen to that.
It's one thing if the kids are yours, and it is what it is. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
you brought children into the world. I'm sure there's a financial thing you have to do. I would much rather have men have equal time with their kids instead of forking out a bunch of cash.
Damn right.
But, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, if the kid's not yours and they're still making you pay, you've effectively been turned into a slave by the state. You should not, in my opinion, take that laying down.
Never. Absolutely never. Taking it laying down, that's her job. Sorry, I had to.
No, you got to throw that one in there. I see. That was a good one, man. That was a good one.
People in the chat. Sexist! Meat gazer! Touche! Oh, goodness gracious. Well, we already have a couple of calls for tonight set up for you. This first one here goes by the name of T. Fitz. And he has an upcoming court date for some rather heinous false allegations that are being levied against him. So I'm going to bring him up here on Skype. It's going to be audio call only because there is pending litigation on this.
Okay.
So, all right.
Let's hope he answers.
Oh, he will. Oh, wait. T. Fitz, are you there, good sir?
Hello?
Oh, dude, the dude abides.
Are you there?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
T. Fitz, can you hear us?
Bag of dicks.
Bag of dicks.
Bag of
Bag
dicks.
of dicks.
Bag.
Stand by, he says. Or he's outside.
Yeah, he's laying low.
He's very much got kind of a dude thing going on right now. I'm expecting him to whip out a White Russian.
Oh. There we go. There we go.
All right. Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us now, Wild Man?
Yeah.
All right.
A little bit
Well, first of all,
happens.
Mr. Fitz, or whatever you want to go by.
T-Fitz.
T-Fitz. How long have you been watching the show?
Man, that's a good question. I want to say I probably caught y'all about 2 years ago, something around that.
And how'd you come across us?
Back in the day, I only knew about one certain color pill that was blue that would, help you with performance.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah, I hear they like to administer that one by suppository.
Across content.
So you used to be a blue pill suppository taker back in the day?
We all were.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so was I. I mean, I tried to turn a hoe into a housewife, allegedly.
Yeah, you can't go up to the whore tree and shake it and expect a wife to fall out.
Yeah, listen, you are not going to win that game. Yeah, you are not going to win that game of dick-tac-toe.
Oh, damn it, I got another whore.
Yeah, you're right. You're not shaking the whore tree and hoping a wife falls out.
Yes.
Sorry.
So, T. Fitz, tell us. I know that you've got some pending legal shite going on right now that has to do with some false allegations. So, tell us your story. What's been going on?
I guess the quick part of it, my ex-wife, second one, 2-time loser right there. Horrible woman. I gave her divorce papers for Mother's Day.
I love it.
She probably didn't like that.
I like your style.
Next thing I know, I'm on these false accusations of assault. First, aggravated assault with weapon. Said I got a knife and held it to her throat, and then decided it wasn't sharp enough, so I went and got another knife, and that obviously wasn't sharp enough either.
Okay. Wow.
That's at least the story that was told to the police. But I just came in and fed my kid and put him to bed.
That's nuts, man.
How old's your kid?
He's 2.5 at the moment. This happened when he was about 6 months old.
Wow.
Right after this, she's like, "We'll get back together," and I'm like, "Yeah, we can," but I have a restraining order, like ex parte, whatever you call it, temporary restraining order. So I couldn't contact her unless she contacted me. And I'm sitting there thinking, "Yeah, we'll get back together." And the whole time I got an attorney lined up to divorce her, even though the criminal attorney told me not to piss her off. But I totally divorced her, and it really pissed her off.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
How old is she?
I want to say she's probably, I hadn't seen her in a couple of years. She's probably about 35 right now.
Okay.
All right, so what happened with these allegations? Are they settled, or are they still hanging over your head?
Oh, no. It's set for, they want me to plead no contest.
No,
and get
no, listen.
probation.
You don't plead to anything.
No.
The minute you plead to anything, they take your gun rights. They do all kinds of. No.
They took my guns, my grandfather brought back from World War II. They took everything, and so let's just go all the way with it because I didn't freaking do that.
I know, and you should fight them.
And all because you pissed her off because you're one of the lucky 20% of men who actually files for divorce.
All right, she's 35. Does she have any bad habits? Does she use drugs? Does she drink?
Oh yeah.
Hang out at the bar.
When we got together, this makes me sound like an idiot, but it's true, and it's also true that I'm an idiot. I got her off the needle. She was shooting up opiates intravenously.
Oh my God!
I got all that squashed.
You're gonna get a knife hand.
Withdrawals. Yeah.
T-Fitz, you're gonna get a knife hand, bro.
All right,
I have a feeling.
All right, let's get this straight.
So it was his second marriage, and she was an addict.
All right. So there are so many. This is such a worm pile of ass fuckery.
Oh no! Right. Is she covered in tattoos as well?
Yeah.
You're killing me, man.
All right. Hey. This is what you need to do. First of all, you need to write some anonymous letters to all of the PD that, the state, the city, even federal, that, she's selling heroin out of the house. All right, you can do that. And listen, it's not, and you keep it anonymous because a tip line is not a truth line.
Allegedly. We would just say allegedly.
And
this
then,
is entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, if she goes to a bar, you literally park across the street. As soon as she gets in her car and drives away, you call in a DWI, follow behind her, like, hey, this woman in this such and such car, this is the plate. She pulled out of this bar located at the northwest corner of Suck My Dick and Eat My Ass. And she's heading north. Yeah, on Fuck the Father. Yeah.
Yeah, last time I saw the car was half past kiss my ass and a quarter to suck
she
my balls.
She almost sideswiped me. You need to pull over right now. She's going to kill somebody. And I guarantee you, she will get breathalyzed. If she had 2 beers, chances are she's over the limit because they've lowered that to almost nothing now.
And if she has a record for prior usage.
Yes.
That's double trouble right there.
And that's another thing you could bring up in court and just say, look, she is a heroin addict.
Oh, yeah. At the divorce trial, which I actually took to trial.
Uh-huh.
Skip mediation, let's do it. it was brought up, and she sat there, and it was. I feel horrible saying this, but I was kind of laughing a little bit as she was crying, admitting all of her previous drug usage. And then she got my child. Like I lost all possession. They call it conservatorship, I think, in Texas. But she's sole managing conservator as she lives with her mother and has never had a house in her life. And I pay her more per month than she's ever made in her freaking.
Damn.
What do you do for a living?
Software, right? Software,
Okay.
right here, actually.
All right. So I would advise you to start your own LLC, and then have all of the work you do go through that, and then you could juggle your books like Bozo the Clown.
Right there, it's complicated LLC.
Yeah, and then you can literally fight how much money she wants. You can lower it and go, hey, the economy's bad. I own my own business. What do you want?
Hey.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So you could fight her on that route.
Signal.
All right.
There we are.
Yeah, you could fight her on that route. I would suggest get her hit up with the DWI and then go back to try to get custody of your kids.
We went out. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Go ahead. If you can hear us, go ahead and terminate your video signal because we're not using it anyway.
So
that might help.
Can you hear us?
I'm not sure if he can. I hate when that happens.
Right, just type
Murphy.
Just kill your video. Yeah. There we go. See if he gets it.
All right, kill your video signal.
So you can see the typing.
Hey, can we hear now?
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear you just fine, man. Can you hear me?
No.
You can't hear us. Son of a bitch.
Skype.
Guys, I don't know if you can hear me.
No, we can hear you just fine. I don't know what's going on here.
DSL, but it normally works.
Dick sucking lips.
So, thanks for having me.
All right.
Check anything out. Look me up. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep talking to this guy even though he's dropped off.
Yeah.
All right. So his second wife, who has a 2.5-year-old child.
Yeah.
All right. She is basically fucked him over hard, and now he has to get fucking ugly because he fought inside that little octagon known as family court. You always lose there.
Yep.
All right. I mean, everything is stacked up against you. You march into that octagon, and you have an army for the 1860s, and you find out you're going against an army from 2020. It's not even comparable.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to have to play dirty. You're going to have to do some administrative violence shit on her.
Yep.
Like, quite literally, you could call the state and the federal tax people, send in reports that she's running an unlicensed daycare facility and not paying taxes. You could, see if you can get the city, county, state, and federal police to, hook her up for drug use. You can easily do that by writing letters to the local high school principals and being anonymous. And then what they'll do is they'll contact the cops. And when the principal contacts the cops, that goes right to the top of the pecking order. All right. And then you do the DWI thing.
Yep.
All right. So then you have her fighting for a DWI. All right. Once she's got that, you go for additional custody or custody of the kids. Now she's got to fight you in there.
Yep.
Then you have the city the city hooks her up, county hooks her up, state is hooking her up for, drug use or what have you.
Yep.
And quite literally, you will have her plate so full, she won't know what to do.
Yeah. And let's just say, that big glass of beer in front of you is all the resources that she has to devote against you in family court. Now, if you keep the war on that front, that's enough to fuck you up and put you to bed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you split that beer up into 4 different glasses, she only has enough that she can, devote at any one time. So she's got to fight the IRS. She's got to fight the cops. She's got to pay, a criminal lawyer in addition to a divorce lawyer. Next thing you know, the resources have run dry and you win by attrition.
And here's another thing. If she is working a job and she's a former, heroin addict, you can easily get her fired.
Depending on what she does, especially.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's a sex worker,
well, the thing is,
goes with the territory.
For instance, I had a guy,
totally real job,
whose ex-wife, was working as a nurse anesthetist.
Yeah, nurse anesthetist. It's a quite a tongue twister to try to spit that one out.
And she was pulling down about 180 G's a year. He was basically a tradesman, a carpenter, so she was running circles around him. So he did he timed it right. He wrote letters to the board of the hospital, kept it anonymous that, his ex-wife was basically pocketing drugs and selling them on the economy.
Gotcha.
And then he wrote letters to the city, county, state police, and the local FBI branch. It's all anonymous, stating that she was selling drugs. You have a high school son. He's 16 years old. He went over, and you can. I mean, as long as you have 3 pieces of truthful information in your anonymous complaints, and a minimum of 3 anonymous complaints, more is better. But then, and then the way he did it is they call her in to the board. They start asking her questions. They don't have any evidence. 2 weeks later, they get a call from the city police investigating her for selling drugs.
Yep.
After the state called the hospital to investigate, she was fucking fired. It took her 8 months to find another job. And in that time, he was able to take her back to court and get, a much better custody agreement than supervised visitations.
Hell yeah.
He got 50-50 custody. I mean, she still had primary custody, but, he had like almost half the time.
Damn.
And it's unfortunate. You just have to fight like that. I mean,
yeah, you have to fight dirty just to get a fair shake.
That's absolutely correct.
Because women have 21st century laws in their corner while men are forced to abide by like laws from colonial times. I mean, they're very draconian.
Common law.
Yeah.
There's a lot of common law built into divorce laws. I think that's what they use as a premise for men to pay child support for kids that aren't theirs and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it is just a huge clusterfuck. Dudes are getting hammered left and right, and the treatment that these men get is leading to homelessness for men.
Yep.
And suicide.
Yeah.
I mean,
the suicide rates women are breaking records for self-deletion, but there's still 1/4 the number of men who off themselves every year.
Yeah, I know. Those women, come on, women, pick it up. Those are rookie numbers.
It's amazing. Women's suicide numbers eke up a little bit. Oh my gosh, what's going on with women? Do we have a mental health crisis? What's going on? Oh, men are 4 times that? It's just part and parcel. You should have kept it in your pants.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, this is why I'm trying to teach these younger guys this. Is between the ages of 16 and 26, you are 100% expendable.
Yep.
They have no problem calling you up to go to war, make you get out of a boat into machine gun fire. You get whacked. They don't give a fuck. They bury you overseas because you're not worth bringing back.
Yep.
Like, fuck that.
How many soldiers from World War II are still...
World War I and World War II? A lot.
Just rotting in a mass grave somewhere over there.
Well, I don't know about mass graves. From what I understand, there were some mass graves for U.S. soldiers initially.
Yeah.
And then after the end of hostilities, they went back and they just dug them up, identified everyone, put them in their own plot, and they're still over there.
Oh, okay.
There's huge cemeteries in Holland,
yep,
England, France. It's in Northern Africa. So
yeah, but we're the privileged ones.
Yeah, we're so privileged.
Yeah, we're so privileged they couldn't even spare a dime to bring the dead bodies home so the families could properly say goodbye. We're so privileged.
Yep. And every time, I watch Saving Private Ryan, and he's in that cemetery is in France. It is not in the United States.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I figured it was Arlington or something like that.
Well, you would think so, but in reality, the headstones in Arlington are the same headstones that are used on every military cemetery here and abroad.
So if you don't know, then you're going to just assume. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the manual is like this thick, and it's got all the fucking rules and regulations of who can get buried where, or get buried, and blah blah blah, size of stones. And then if you have like a custom stone, you literally are moved to a private cemetery.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy. But I guess we can move on to our next caller
that is
here.
Way too big. Fuck that.
Yeah, I've heard that on a few dates. Heyo. Next one on the list is Mike. And Mike is former military.
Okay.
And because of some false allegations levied against him, he wound up in the fucking brig. And
That's
just
very
like
common.
our last story, from what I understand, there was some knife play involved. Although this time it was real, and he wasn't the one holding a knife. So I'm going to give him a call up here.
All right.
And hopefully everything works okay.
Got to put in your password.
You put in my password, man. Hopefully it doesn't screw up the audio again, man.
Well, what are you going to do?
I mean, if Murphy didn't show up to a stream, it would be just a really weird day.
It would.
Wouldn't it? I mean, it'd be a little messed up. All right, so we're going to give this a shot. All right, let's try it.
Is that...
All right, here we go. Whoa, hello. Oh, you got to be kidding me. It brought the audio down again.
It did?
It did. Okay, shit. Can you hear us? Okay. Yes, I need to call you back because it just jacked up my audio going out on the stream.
All right.
I'll call you right back.
All right.
Okay, is it going to bring us back? No, it's not. Okay. All right, this just killed our audio again, so we're going to do this again. All right, hang on. Stand by.
That's not cool.
Yay! So basically what happened was something happened with an update to my computer because, you're supposed to update things. And when you update things, they're supposed to work better. But apparently now, and Adobe has gotten this memo as well, when you update things, it's just supposed to fuck everything up so it doesn't work anymore. That's apparently what's been going on now with this. So, okay, I am going to have to call him from my actual phone here, and I'll plug this in.
God damn it. What are you going to do?
Son of a bitch. All right, let's get him on here.
How many people we have watching right now?
Currently, we have 738 people watching on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And let's check out the other sources here really quick. Sorry about all the problems tonight, gentlemen. 34 watching on MGTOW.tv. Twitch has got 13, which means that something's really screwing up on Twitch probably if it's down that low. D-Live is rocking 74. Odyssey is rocking up 27.
I'm wondering if we just have a low signal on our side.
No, it's not low signal. It's literally it's an audio issue.
Oh, okay.
And because signal's going out just fine here on my end. All right, let's give him a call.
Hello?
All right, Mike, are you there, sir?
I am there. How are you guys doing tonight?
All right, outstanding. Now we
Well-
can actually work this correctly.
Well, we got Murphy putting his penis in our asses, so
You know how it goes.
sorry.
I'm watching those problems. They seem a little crazy to me.
Yeah, I'm definitely not happy about it, but it is what it is.
All right, first of all, how long have you been watching the show?
This is my first time watching. I have a friend who is a huge fan of yours and got in contact with me because he knows my story from start to finish.
Yes. We were talking the other day as a neighbor of mine, and I told him what we were planning on doing for Thursday night because I had talked to T. Fitz already, and I thought, this could be a pretty cool idea for a stream. And he's like, oh, man, my buddy's got a fucking story for you. So,
wow,
here we are.
All right, so what branch of the service were you in?
I was in the Navy. I was in the Navy for 14 years when this happened. I ended up being in the Navy for 17 years total. I made E6 and under 11, and I was actually in RDC when all of this went down. And for those who don't know, that's basically a drill sergeant for the Navy.
Okay. All right, so how long were you married before that everything went south?
Was it married or was it a
We were married for 3 years.
Okay.
Okay, you didn't even make it to the first review then.
No. He's inside the first review.
So what went down? I understand there was some knife play involved.
Well, was she a foreign national?
No, but she was a Hispanic young woman, and it actually turned out during the course of the investigation that and I had no clue when I met her. It turned out she was actually a gay baner from South LA who had moved across the country to start a new life.
Okay.
So you probably saw something similar to this. There you go.
Yeah, so there I was, which is how every good story starts. She had been having mental breakdowns, as in she had actually been hospitalized for attempting to kill herself. We had been having arguments over the situation, and she got upset with me, and it's in the court paperwork verifying this. She felt verbally abused because I raised my voice, so she pulled a butcher knife on me and our, at that time, 9-month-old.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and she attempted to stab us. At this point, I left the house, and I went to Fleet Family
Stab
Service
us?
Center because that's what they tell. Yes,
So
me
both of
and the
you?
child in my arms.
Wow.
Yes.
And somehow you were the problem?
Actually, I won the civilian case, and they said she was entirely crazy. It was the military that would get me later.
Oh, shit.
What did the military do?
So what happened was the military went in after the charges were dropped in the Chicago area. The military went in and court-martialed me anyway, even though I had been found not guilty.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, you could have. Wow, that makes me just sick. Were you convicted or did you beat it?
I ended up pleading. What happened was the military left me in jail for 6 months. They put 137% child support payment on my check. And I was told by the time you added it all up, because I had a previous marriage, of 137% of my check. So once I was released, even if I beat the case, they were going to arrest me for not paying child support.
Holy shit.
All right, well, how long ago did this happen?
This happened approximately in 2014, so it's been years back. No one even knows any of this has happened. I usually refuse to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you should have. I would have. I would have fucking went berserk. Now, number one, when you look at the regulations, I mean, this is Army regs. At most, they can take 50% of your check. That's it. So your chain of command doing the 137%, that's an IG complaint investigation against the whole chain of command for even suggesting that is a viable option. And
oh no, it was filed on my behalf. IG complaints were filed, things were done. I just got looked over and over again and told Me Too movement.
Okay.
Didn't matter what came out of my mouth. Didn't matter. In fact, I lost my prize Mustang over this because I took out 2 loans on it to pay attorney fees, and I just kept fighting. I stayed out of jail for actually something like 15 months. I won 2 of the court cases because they take you to court for child abuse because they tried to accuse me of that, and I won that one. I won the protective order. I won the civil case, and then by that point, I just ran out of money. And of course, you go into a court martial, and it's not a fair game.
No, it's not. And you should have got your hands on a court martial attorney. I'm pretty sure
the court martial attorney told me basically that my best move was to appease her and do whatever she told me to do.
You need to get a different attorney.
Damn.
Because that's fucked up.
That is really fucked up.
And you know what? I know lots of guys who have had their military careers ruined because of shit like this.
Yeah.
All right. Now, unfortunately for you, I wasn't in your chain of command because I've actually stopped about 6 guys in my career from getting like royally flambasted. And the woman comes in, she pleads her case to the chain of command. Of course, they're going to instantly white knight for her, and you're the bad guy. And I remember I'm in the office, and the commander's like, "You're gonna sign over your entire check," and the first sergeant's right there, and I'm like, "First sergeant, you're fucking up here by the numbers. You need to get your commander fucking roped in because he's gonna end his fucking career here. You can't fucking do that." and I mean, I got a guy out of being court-martialed because he had a similar thing to you, where there was the civilian side was all shut down. And for you to get court-martialed, I believe it takes the first 06 in your chain of command to put you forward for that. Your sub-commanders can recommend it, but it usually requires an 06 to make that happen.
Well, I was told even if I won my case at court-martial, and mind you, this has been almost 15 months of fighting every day, living out of a barracks room. Even if I won my case at court-martial, I was told I would be immediately processed for an administration board, which would be the same discharge that they were offering me in the plea bargain.
Yeah, but, you know, I don't know. I've played that game myself, and quite literally they wanted to medically discharge me, and I was doing cheetah flips over everyone because I've read the regs, and I basically went to 3 different appeal boards, and quite literally I probably could have extended it for another 2 years, so it'd take them about 4.5, 5 years to put me out. But I got called in by the commander of Fort Drum, and he's like, "We're not going to fuck you," you know. So I took it, but. Yeah, administrative separation, you can fight that. It's a lot easier to fight that than a courts martial. So
I won't lie, I really wish I had been a stronger man, but at that point, what was put forward was something like they were threatening to put me to death at court martial. There were 12 different charges. There were just as many stories as you could just believe. And
damn,
it's really weird in the court system because you have to disprove it happened, not they have to prove it did happen. So any wild accusation that's made, you have to show where you weren't at the house that day, and you have to have witnesses. And even when you have witnesses, they don't care.
Yeah, unfortunately, you got fucked hard, and there's really not much you can do now about it. What happened to her after the fact?
What do you mean what happened after the fact?
Well, you're divorced from her. Is she back in L.A.? What is she doing?
Oh, well, this was the interesting part. It actually turns out that I'm 1 out of 4 men that she's done this to. So as of 2 years ago, she just put a man in prison for the rest of his life. And every time she has a child, the way she's been settling custody dispute. And obviously, I didn't know this at the time. This was all pulled out through the process of court for the first 2, then me. Damn. And then I found out about the last one because there's a lot of people in my life who have supported me and still watch this case, excuse me. But anyway, at that point, she is now homeless. She has 4 children with 4 dads that she is all put into jail. And that's the last I heard about her. I've actually never been allowed to see my son since the day that I tried to take off with him to Fleet and Family Services.
Dude, this is like a Lifetime movie.
Listen, I'm going to be honest.
Wow.
If she's living on the street, you need to file an emergency motion to get custody of your kid.
I did file an emergency motion in Wisconsin. In fact, I admire the fact you talked about regulations because I found several Wisconsin laws that she had broken. For example, you can't commit adultery while you're still married until it's final, but she popped pregnant. So I obviously filed a motion for some stuff to get me some attention, get me some relief, if you will, back to where we're talking about the glass of beers and splitting it up. And the judge told me they just didn't want to hear it. They just flat out told me they didn't want to hear it, and she wasn't going to jail no matter what I did or what I said. They are fully aware that she is homeless, and because of the charges that were placed against me, they just don't want to hear it.
You're going to have to file a federal court case for sexual discrimination. If that court is doing that, you're going to have to go to the federal court. And just say, listen.
Yeah, this bitch is obviously vindictive. There's a pattern of behavior here. She needs to be in jail for the rest of her life.
And here's another thing you can do. You can do a Freedom of Information Act on all those other 4 guys who got put in the fucking can.
Yeah.
And then you could write up a letter and send it to the Innocence Project.
Yes.
And see if they'll get on board with that, because that is fucked up shit right there.
Yeah.
In fact, you could do the same thing. You could, plead your case to the Innocence Project and let them know that, she fucking has an MO of doing this. She's done it 4 times in the past. She fucked me over. I want to get emergency custody of my kid. And the court I'm at says they won't do it. I'm telling you, you can really fuck them up. Listen, I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving you like direct legal advice. But, in my limited capacity, that is what I'm seeing. It's going to cost money.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, the bureaucracy of this country is created in such a way where everyone wants their pound of flesh, and you don't get the justice that the Constitution supposedly guarantees you unless you're willing to pay that.
Correct. And if she's living on the street, are those kids with her, or are they in foster care now?
They are with her. She's staying on somebody's couch right now. Or this is the last I've heard. This is almost a year ago because, of course, they won't let me have any contact with her or my children.
All right.
Or my child.
Well, get up.
So because she made this accusation, I can't push forward with any more. Now, it turns out that the gentleman she put in jail also had an ex-wife, and she actually works with me. The young lady actually helped me, and I showed up at her case because we tried to work together. It's just been wall after wall after wall in this situation.
You're gonna have to take them into federal court, and because this is obviously a violation of your constitutional rights. You have a right to raise your fucking kid. It's supported by the Supreme Court. They have like 2 or 3 judgments in regards to that, and your local court that won't do anything about it. You're going to have to take them into federal court and sue them.
Wow.
I will definitely focus on that. I just finished my master's, and I'm hoping to get into it, but I have a lot of barriers to employment now. And as you said, it's a pound of flesh every time to fight this stuff.
I know.
It's just got to be a collection of money.
Yeah, I love how your constitutional rights now have a tab that you got to pay some jackhole like $300 an hour just to get your constitutional rights defended.
Well, I've actually this happened just 2.5 years ago for me. I was trying to get additional time with my youngest daughter.
Yeah,
and the magistrate looked at the case and was like, you've already done this 7 years ago. No, we're not doing it. And you're going to pay her fees. And I'm like, oh, I'm paying her fees? Fuck you. I need to see the real judge.
Yeah.
She goes, well, I am the judge. I go, no, you're the magistrate. I paid a motion fee to talk to the judge, not you. So I want to talk to the judge. I went in front of the judge. The judge is like, he's absolutely correct. He's retired. His circumstances has changed. I have no idea why she did that. And I'm literally like, well, I'm probably going to file in federal court against the Macomb County for this. And like, well, she didn't know. I go, if I broke a law and I came before you and said I didn't know, ignorance is no excuse.
Unless you're Hillary Clinton.
And a fucking judge that's working underneath you is making these egregious mistakes. I'm like, this is a big problem.
Yeah.
And
obviously they were some sort of quota filling hire, and they didn't understand exactly what the job entailed.
Yeah, I would fucking move heaven and earth to get my hands on my kid, especially if the kid was living in the street or couch surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no fucking way I would put up with that.
My heart goes out to you, Mike. I mean, this is one of the craziest stories that I've heard, and we've been doing this show now for almost 10 years.
I've heard some crazy-ass stories. Like Steve, our buddy Steve, he lost his entire military career.
Yep.
He had 13 years in the service. The guy spoke 6 languages, 4 of them fluently.
Yep.
Mandarin Chinese, some other type of Chinese, and then Korean dialect and Japanese. He could use all the whiz-bang fucking equipment. He fucked up and married a local national, and she decided to do the black marketing thing, which used to be big over in Korea. After the 3rd time she got popped, he said, listen, I'm going to have to divorce you. I'll take care of you, blah, blah, blah. She got all upset.
Oh, boy.
Made a bunch of accusations, and they put a bar and reenlistment on him, and he got bounced out after 13 active years. It fucked his life up. And he's been fighting with that ever since. He's been, he's just now been able to get a real job.
Yeah.
Because, they went. She made the claim he had kiddie porn on his computers.
Oh boy!
And they literally swooped into the house. They took all of the computers, all the laptops. There was nothing on them. But still, that is in his record, so it's been fucking causing all kinds of problems.
It is so nuts.
Yeah, and this is like par for the course.
Yeah. Oh, so
it surprises me how many times I hear this same thing over and over again.
And that's why I came up with administrative violence.
Yep.
Because and you could go after the judge too.
The law, the judge, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, they all were home when you live.
But the thing is, the judge, you can't do it yourself. You need to have a minimum 5 guys. 15 would be better. And because once the judge knows what you're doing, they'll fuck with you.
Yeah.
And you file a Freedom of Information Act, and this is what you want. You want all of the donors to this judge's election.
Yep.
All right, and then you go file another FOIA, and you want to have all the case numbers that this judge has ever sat before. And then you have the donors and the cases, and you just search for names.
Yep.
Oh, there's a donor. Positive fucking outcome.
Boom, 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 boom.
File a formal complaint with your state against the judge. It's got to be notarized. It can't be it has to have a name on it. Now, if once you have that list of all the cases, you have all the ammunition you need to go after the judge.
Yeah.
Because quite literally, you just start making phone calls. Hey, remember Judge, fuck you in the ass? Did he fuck you like he fucked me? Do you want, do you want to file a complaint, with the state? And then you can go get the transcripts, because judges and attorneys have to follow ethics and the law.
Yep.
So if that judge, when you go through the transcripts, if he's getting spicy and stupid, boom, that's a complaint.
It is a lot of work.
This is a lot of work. But the thing is,
it could be worth it.
You keep copies of all the complaints that you send up there. Sooner or later, that judge is going to have to run for re-election. You take copies of all of those complaints. You hand them to the person running against him, and you say, this is what you need to bring that judge down, and keep this in the back of your mind. We can do the same fucking thing to you.
Boom.
Because, if a judge has been on the bench for like 8 years, it's really not that much of a stretch. You can get 200 to 250 complaints going.
Yeah.
And that judge...
Especially if his name is Judge Fuck You in the Ass.
Yeah, because the thing is there's a formal complaint goes up to the state. That judge, they're going to contact him, and he's going to have... They're going to make him tap dance and find out what the fuck's going on. Now, can you imagine a judge sitting on the bench? He has a full caseload. And on top of that, he's got to answer meticulously 250 fucking complaints on top of that.
That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but unfortunately, I mean that's the way it has to be done.
That dude, he would probably at that point he might step down.
Yeah, he might.
You might even have to. You might not even make it to re-election if you got 250 complaints against you, and the media gets a hold of some of them. Ooh.
See, and like when I hear stories like yours, man, it just makes me so angry. Like I literally in my mind I'm envisioning just doing horrible things to these people in the dead of night. Walking their garbage.
It's a day at a time. I made it work for myself at the end of the day, and I'm slowly still working on things, as you will.
Yeah.
You're playing the long game, and as a dude in the West, especially if as a divorced dude in the West, it's what you got to do.
I'd have to
Sometimes I took a lot of swings in the beginning. I went as hard as I could for almost 15 months. So that's why it took so long for that to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a standard tactic. They throw you in jail for a long amount of time to try to wear you down to take the plea.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee you, if you did not take that plea and went to trial, chances are, or the court-martial, you would have got a better result. Especially in the court-martial, you're like, why am I here? All the charges were fucking dropped. There's no fucking evidence.
Yeah.
Did this happen on a military installation or was it in the civilian sector?
It was actually in the civilian sector. She had convinced me to move off base to have a better school system for her boys.
I'm going to be honest. They fucked you hard.
Yeah.
Because if the incident happened off post and the civilian authorities dropped all the charges because of there's lack of evidence, the courts-martial didn't have standing.
No.
In my opinion.
Damn.
I'm so sorry that happened to you, bro.
Yeah.
It'll work itself out. I actually tried to go to the Supreme Court, believe it or not, and they turned down my case.
fuck's sakes.
Well, I mean, they probably turned it down because there's a whole bunch of layers in between. You got to try first.
Damn.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, that is fucked up.
All right, Mike. We're getting on toward 9 o'clock, but I really want to thank you for agreeing to come on and tell your story. I think that a lot of dudes out there are going to benefit from it.
Yeah, and this is very common.
Yeah, it's extremely common. And
thank you so much for having me.
No problem,
anytime,
bro.
man. And I think we're going to have to do more streams like this because I mean, just the fact that 2 calls have taken us almost to 9 o'clock just shows you that this is a comprehensive problem. It's huge.
Huge.
And you can't even do it all in one night.
It's huger than the full German titties, man.
It's bigger than, I guess I would say one of your ex-wife's parties.
Allegedly.
Fireman Hall, of course, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. You have a good one, and I hope you keep on tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you in the chat sometime.
And please share this channel with other dudes that are going through this, or if they are going through it or have gone through it. If you know younger men that haven't got married yet, put them in front of my fucking videos.
Yeah.
I am trying to save people's lives by red pilling them so they don't even play the fucking game.
Yep. That's what that number is on the board up behind Pop. If you're watching on like a YouTube on mute, that 451, that is the number of dudes who have come forward and told Pop directly that this content kept them from putting a gun in their mouth.
Yeah, and normally I copy and paste it and I email it to him so he knows.
Yep.
Yeah, and I kept track in my head, and then when I got around like 140, 160.
Oh, he took off.
140, 160, I was like, maybe I'm on to something here.
Yeah, and we got the dog tag machine now.
Yeah.
Got to get on that shit.
Yeah.
We have another person who has offered to tell their story on the air here, so I'm going to bring out my phone here because I'm never chancing this shit on my computer again, I'll tell you that much right now.
Phony McPhone phone?
This one is from It's Wesley. His synopsis here is, my ex divorced me, and when the child custody issue came around, the Quantaha started falsely accusing me of molesting my girls.
Oh, my God!
Didn't happen, and I got the judge to use can't understand normal thinking. Want to hear more?
Yes.
Call me.
Oh,
here we go. All right. Putting his number in here now. Making sure I'm getting it right. I don't want to fuck it up. Wind up calling like 1-800-WET-TITS on accident. That would be funny.
Yep.
Don't screw me up, man.
Blake.
Wesley, how you doing, sir?
Dude, I'm fantastic. How are you doing, man?
We're still sucking air, bro.
I'm like 2 sheets to the wind. You sound like you're about 3 or 4.
Not quite. No, I'm only on my second beer.
All right, fantastic. So you're ahead of me then. It's all good. But although I started with hard liquor, so.
First of all, how long have you been watching the show?
Dude, I have been watching this show. I've watched every single episode that you guys have put out. Even the ones that, yeah, every single episode.
I thought I was the only
drive a truck
one.
for a living.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Are you a supporter? Because you can tune in on Sundays for the supporter streams.
Am I a supporter now that fuel's $5 a gallon?
Yeah,
I do my best.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's been rough for everybody out there, and not in a good way, not the kind of way that your ex enjoys.
Yeah.
By the way, big black one. Here you go.
So tell us your story, bro.
All right. So back in 1999.
Oh, we're dating ourselves.
We were supposed to be partying like it was 1999. Well, my wife, my then wife, she decided that she wanted to party like it was 1999
on the Rooster
and was out
roller coaster.
partying and all right. And I'll keep it kid friendly, even though
No, you don't have to. We don't care.
Yeah. So anyhow, she decides she wants to file for divorce because I wanted to move with my career up to Washington State. Because, well, I'd spent some time in Washington State up near Tacoma. Yes, I was there at the same time you were there, Torrance Pop.
Yeah, that's me out there.
Anyhow, I wanted to move back to Washington State, further my career, and she didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And so she decides that she's going to divorce me, and then the custody it all came, started to come up, and that whole family court. I'm gonna tell you what, man, that even clear back in 1999, this shit was going on.
Oh yeah,
and it was bad.
Listen,
and it was bad then, and
it's been going on since the late 70s.
As soon as no-fault divorce got passed, they incentivized this corruption and destroying the family, and now we have a whole industry that makes money off of stealing children and destroying lives.
Absolutely. So anyhow, she filed for divorce. Custody comes up. My then attorney, he was pretty cool guy for being a family court attorney.
Mm-hmm.
He was, doing what, he used these words. Pop. Amicable divorce. What the fuck?
Yeah. They tried that with me too.
Oh, shit. So anyhow, we're going through all these proceedings, and one day I'd come home from shift work, and I get this knock on the door, and it was a police officer, and the police officer was a detective. He said, I need you to come down to the station and answer some questions. I'm like, hold on a minute. What the hell's going on? He goes, well, something's happened with your kids. And I'm like, what the, and it put the fear of God into me, like, holy shit, something, there's been a bad accident. He goes, no, they're okay. I said, you just need to come down to the station with me. I said, am I under arrest? He goes, no, we just need to ask you some questions and clear this shit up.
Oh boy.
All right, now hang on. All right, stop right there.
Go ahead.
All right, this has happened to me twice.
I can tell where this is going.
All right, I literally, they didn't come to my house. They called me on the phone. And they're like, hey, Mr. Pop, why don't you come on the station? We got to ask you some questions. I'm like, what is this pertaining to? And they're like, well, I don't really want to go into detail here, but we really want to talk to you here. I'm like, listen, bro.
Oh boy.
I have nothing but respect for the police and the law, but I know how the law works. And if you think I'm coming down there to speak to you, you can go fuck yourself. Now I'm going to call you back in 20 minutes with the number of my attorney. You can call him, or I'll have him call you, and then you can work out, what you want to talk to me about. Then he'll relay it to me, and I'll make the decision if I want to come down there with my attorney. So I mean, that's how I handled that.
Yeah, well, my fucking attorney was in Puerto Rico at the time on vacation.
Okay.
I call his assistant, and she says, "Get a tape recorder and record them." So I grabbed my little freaking tape recorder that I use. Back in the day, I was, a salesperson, and I always tape recorded every one of my, conversations. Anyhow, long story short, I went down to the station. I'm sitting in this detective's interrogation room. And then he tells me what I'm accused of.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I said, "Are you fucking crazy?" He goes, "No, this is blah blah. We got tape recorded evidence, blah blah blah." And I said, "No, you don't." And I said, "And if you tell me that you're accusing me of touching my little girls in an inappropriate manner again, I'll fucking kill you. You hear me?"
Yeah.
And he looks at me and he goes, "Look at the paperwork," and he slides the paperwork across to me, telling me what I'm accused of. I took the paperwork, I slid it, looked at it, and I came over to the fucking desk and grabbed him by his throat. I told you I'm going to fucking kill you, you son of a bitch. Anybody's going to accuse me of this shit, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And whoever's done this to my kids, you better get to them before I get to them. Anyway, make a long story short, he did not file charges on me for attacking him because he could have. And this guy he'd been doing this, investigating pedophiles and child molesters for decades. And he told the judge, I'll never ever forget this guy's name, Judge Ice, ICE.
Okay.
He told Judge Ice, he said, "There's no way this man did anything to his kids." Now, little background for me, Pop. I was a United States Marine from 1987 to 1993. 6 years I spent in the Marine Corps.
All right.
I learned some things.
I got you.
And some of that administrative violence, it works really well.
It does.
So off of that, the judge gets told by the detective there's no way that this man did what he's accused of doing.
Okay.
So, in the hearing for custody and things, the judge literally looked at her attorney and said, "I do not understand why this woman can't understand normal thinking."
Nice.
Nice. Her freaking, and I'd used this. My attorney had used this term 2 or 3 times.
Uh-huh.
When the judge used it, her attorney stood up and said, "I object." And he goes, and the judge, he goes, "What the hell are you objecting to? I'm the judge. She can't understand normal thinking." I'm sitting there. I'm ribbing my attorney. I'm like, "That's twice."
Nice.
I said, I bet you he says it one more time. And my attorney looks at me and goes, "Everything that you owe me right now," which is about $6,000. He goes, "If he says it one more time, this is pro bono."
Did he do it?
And her attorney, he says, "Your Honor, that is what he calls her when he and the judge says, "What? When he's upset because she can't understand normal thinking?" I've got transcripts, guys.
Nice.
I have transcripts.
Nice.
I fucking have transcripts.
You got
I have
receipts,
fucking
bitch.
evidence. I got receipts. And my attorney, he looks at me and goes, "You little son of a bitch."
How about $6,000?
That's awesome.
I said, "You still going to represent me?" He goes, "Yeah, because I want to see where this shit goes."
So what happened?
Well, anyways, in the outcome of this, and it's a really sad case because that was with my oldest daughter that they accused me of this shit. And I was nowhere around her, and this supposedly happened over an Easter weekend when I was working. They weren't even with me. My visitation I gave over to my mom and my stepfather.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I was like, God, how I mean, you know, it all came out. All the evidence came out. I didn't spend any time in jail. None of that shit.
That's awesome.
At the end of the day, and this is the sad side of it, she tried it with my youngest daughter about 6 months later when she was able to actually start putting sentences together because she was turning 4 at the time. And guys, I can prove that custody and child support and visitation go hand in hand.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the end of the story.
Mm-hmm.
They put us with what they call a mitigator instead of going to the courts and tying up the courts and shit like this. In 2000, she started this whole thing with my youngest daughter. And, detective, he's like, where I was living, the detective's like, "There ain't no way. No, we're not going to investigate this. This is a civil matter. You guys freaking handle it, figure it out." And I'm one of these guys, I don't want my kids to have to go through those kind of fights.
I gotcha.
I'll fight. But in the end, I'm more concerned about the mental health of those kids.
I gotcha.
And, what she's doing to them. And if my presence, being a father, is a horrible thing, then write me the hell out. Send me the paperwork.
I gotcha.
They sent me the paperwork. I signed the paperwork, signing over my rights.
Mm-hmm.
Not a month after my child support stopped, gentlemen, I was back in court with the same freaking judge.
Yeah.
And I got her to call her a freaking cunt one more time.
Nice. Nice. So what did you wind up, with your kids? What happened?
Well, what happened is she had her then husband adopt the kids because I signed over my rights.
Okay.
But when my child support stopped, she took me back to court to get child support. And the judge says, "You really can't understand normal thinking because when he signs over his rights to his kids to see him because you won't let him see him, he also signs over the rights to pay for him. Get it through your goddamn mind."
Ah, yeah.
Wow.
So what happened to your kids, man?
Well, my kids grew up. My oldest is now a hair designer. She's worked for Paul Mitchell for the last 5-6 years. She'll be turning 30 this September.
Oh, wow.
No, wait, she turns 30 in July. God, I got her backed up with her mom. Her mom's birthday's in September. Shit. And the youngest one, she actually followed my footsteps and became an aerospace engineer.
All right.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you make some good money then.
For a while, and then I, retired from Boeing and took a lot of my money and bought some trucks, and now I own a trucking company. And every one of my truckers, every one of my drivers freaking listen to you guys on the down low.
I love it.
If you guys are on the road right now, how you doing?
Well, I'm on the road down in Oklahoma waiting out rainstorms so I can get on down to Texas.
Okay. Yeah, you're in Tornado Alley. It's
Hey.
good times.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
one more thing. I've been wanting to talk to y'all for a while.
All right.
Now, I'm not one of these kind of guys that goes out and just says to hell with all women, that all women are horrible. Sorry, fellas. But my girlfriend is from freaking Detroit, Michigan.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, and she's pretty gosh damn cool. She even listens to your show. I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't listen to your show right now.
That's cool. That's cool.
Hello,
how you doing, baby?
Hello, Miss Alira. But anyhow, so fellas, when it comes right down to it, as we get older, we learn some shit. And all that shit you can't forget. Because if you forget that shit that you thought was never going to freaking align you with the stars in the universe, it will align you with the stars in the universe. No matter what the shit you went through, it teaches you to keep the course, stay the course. And as the old pirates used to say, hold fast.
That's right, bro.
Hold fast.
And please
because
keep
by
sharing.
God, man.
And I want you to please keep sharing all my videos in the channel with as many people as you can, because I'm trying to save lives here.
Dude, every day, man. If I'm talking to a trucker on the side of the road and he needs some entertainment, he needs, a pick-me-up, I'll send him to your first 2 years. Your first 2 year videos.
Yeah, those are savage.
500 miles of Mr. Right.
It's savage. Classic.
Savage.
You're always saying comedy gold, man. I would love to get you on a stage with me and do a freaking open mic night sometime.
Maybe one day I could do that, bro.
Dude, you got my phone number.
All right, bro.
You got my phone number. In fact, I'm planning a trip up there to Detroit this probably towards the end of August. I'll be coming up to Detroit.
What state are you living in now?
Right now we're down in Texas.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if you come up on to Detroit, shoot us an email. We'll grab a beer.
All right, man. I appreciate everything you've done, bro.
Hey, I appreciate what you've done. Thank God for the 400 and some odd men that you've saved.
451,
man.
451.
Yeah.
Over halfway to the 1,000 mark, damn near.
1,000. That's
almost there.
Yeah.
Almost a battalion of men.
Yeah.
Right now, I've got a company and a half of dudes.
Right on. Company and a half of dudes. That's right.
Thank you very much,
you have
Wesley.
a great night. It's good to listen to you, and I'm going to go back to listening.
All right.
Bye.
Take it easy, bro.
Take it easy, Wesley. Thank you very much.
You too. Bye.
I'm glad it worked out for him. I really am.
Yeah, me too. Well,
because let me tell you something.
Sure.
All right. Listen, you people need to understand exactly what I'm up against here. All right. I am literally fighting a war against an unseen evil force that destroys love and hope. And it does it on basically an industrial scale. And on top of that, I am fighting an uphill battle against all the propaganda trying to shoot me down and stop me from what I'm doing. I mean, I get hit with the naysayers, I get threats, I get the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. You're not a real man.
And you know what?
That's my favorite.
Well, one, the fear switch that everyone has, that got burned out on me a long time ago, so I really don't have any fear. That, and I don't give a fuck anymore.
That's important.
Like, if you can kill me, fine. Whatever. I don't fucking care.
If you don't give a fuck, you become a very motivated, very dangerous person.
Absolutely correct. And like, I'm just trying to save people's lives.
That's all. That's all we're trying to do. And that's why, and let us know if you guys enjoy this style of show where, we can, call in, we call out, have dudes come on and tell their stories, because we're here for you.
That's right.
That number on the board didn't get there because we're here just jacking around. or jacking off.
Yeah.
You know, with your no fat flap on your lair camera.
Shut the fuck up, man.
You don't want Zuck the cuck who drinks
You're
water
always
like a
ripping
duck.
on me, man. I'm gonna cry.
Be watching you yanking your pud after you threw the OnlyFans chick a buck.
No, okay. Listen, I'm not 16 anymore. That's not as appealing as it used to be.
Well, no. So OnlyFans is for only simps. I'm just gonna say it shouldn't be called OnlyFans. It should be called Only Simps because those are the people who go on there and spend money.
Simp and limp.
So it's 9:15. Do you think we have time for one more call before we jump to new tech and read some chats and do some fucked up but funny? Or
Yeah. Do we have another guy we can call?
We got one more guy on the line here. We got Crusader Nate.
Let's do it.
Who has, it's not his personal story, but his uncle, 2 Medal of Honor recipients. So 2 uncles here. Senate Armed Services Committee as well. So
all right.
This ought to be interesting. We'll keep it nice and short. And Nate, here we go. Calling in right now.
Hey, what's up?
Crusader Nate.
What's up, Blake? What's up, Pop?
You tech genius bastard. It's been too long, good sir.
What's going on, wild man?
Oh, living the dream. I'll make this short, sweet, and simple to the point.
Yeah, that's such a white guy thing. I'm just going to say. Like, how you doing? I'm living the dream, man.
Hey, man.
I gotcha.
Pop will agree with me. Nightmares are dreams, too.
There they are.
That's true, yeah.
I have them all the time.
Yeah, happens all the time. This didn't happen to me directly. This happened to my uncle, who is 13 years older than me. He was in the Navy. He was stationed in Washington around the same time Pop was there. I don't want to give out too many details because it literally got an 08 in the Navy, dishonorably decommissioned, and kicked out of the Navy due to 2 of my uncle's older brothers who were childhood friends with Medal of Honor recipients during the Vietnam War.
Okay.
Who walked up and put their 2 Medals of Honor on desks of senators on the Armed Services Committee and said, either this 08 is dishonorably discharged for what he's doing, or either he gets discharged or you can have these medals back.
Yeah. Okay.
Which at that point in time, it took about 24 to 48 hours. That 08, who was in charge of naval, if I remember correctly, he was the rear admiral in charge of the West Coast submarine fleet for the United States Navy.
All right.
He was the guy having an affair with my uncle's then wife while my uncle was deployed.
So your uncle's Hunter Biden?
Okay. So hang on a minute. All right. So you have an 08.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of a 2-star general.
Yes.
Wow.
Fucking the wife of one of his subordinates. Is that what you're telling me?
Of an E6, the wife of an E6.
Was the E6 underneath this guy's command in any way, shape, or form?
Yes, for about 2 years.
Done. Oh, done right there. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, first of all, if an 08 is doing shit like that, you can, you didn't even have to put the Medals of Honor on the table. Like, quite literally, you just start filing IG complaints.
Oh, yeah.
That's just, this guy's banging my
fuck
wife.
These guys up.
Yeah. Holy shit.
He tried, the 08 tried to court-martial my uncle, and I have 2 cousins. Tried to claim my uncle was sexually abusing my 2 male cousins. Literally threw him in jail on the base. Yep. Kept him away from everybody, limited any and all family communications. And his 2 older brothers found out what was going on, who then in turn informed the 2 Medal of Honor recipients, who went to the Senate Armed Services Committee, which literally got him released and pretty much got a rubber stamp on anything he wanted to do. And everything ended within 5 to 7 days.
All right. Did he finish his service and retire, or what happened to him?
My uncle did. He finished his term, finished everything in the Navy, got a full retirement, wound up getting a GI Bill. going to school, now works for biotech companies.
All right, good.
Got both of his sons, complete custody of both of his sons.
All right, good.
The 08 got a.
Did they give him less than honorable discharge? What did they do to him? I think he dropped off.
Think we lose you?
My uncle, he got an honorable discharge from the Navy. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're back
just
now.
coming in and out. Yeah.
All right, sorry. My uncle got an honorable discharge. The 08 got an immediate dishonorable decommissioning.
I have no idea what that means.
They called him in front of the service committee. They decommissioned him
So they retired him on the spot.
immediately on the spot.
Yep.
No,
I've seen that happen.
they literally scrubbed his entire service record and blackballed him, pulled his name off of everything.
Yeah. So he had to he had no choice but retire after that, I imagine.
Yeah. My uncle got custody of both of my cousins.
Because I did something similar to Dina, that fucking bullshit battalion commander I had. I started filing IG complaints in regards to the horse shit she was doing. She was a toxic female commander, and she ripped down everyone around her. And quite literally, it's not often you have a triple tabbed soldier with like 3 wars under his fucking belt, a combat jump star, filing an IG complaint and sending it to the first general officer in my chain of command. And he literally, I emailed it to him. 15 minutes later, he calls me on the phone. He's like, "Hey, Sergeant Pop, what's going on?" I told him the deal. He's like, "All right, I'll be down there Tuesday next week." And I got called into Dina's office with Sergeant Major, and she's like, "What's going on?" And I go, "Well, apparently, ma'am, there's a general coming here to talk to you." And literally, the general sat down with me first, and he goes, "Listen, a battalion commander has the power to point their finger at anyone and say that person is a shitbag, and we tend to believe him when that happens. But in your case, it's bullshit." And quite literally, she got picked for 06, but couldn't pin the rank for 2.5 years because of the continuing complaints. And then when she did pin it, 90 days later, the general walked into her office and said, "Don't come into work tomorrow. Drop your retirement packet. That's now your full-time job. You will be out of the service in 60 fucking days. Goodbye."
Yep.
Damn.
So I ended I fucking ended that bitch's career too.
Hell yeah, man.
Well, when this 08 got the axe on this, literally they stripped him of his from the story I heard, they basically stripped him of uniform in the Senate chambers.
Damn.
Decommissioned him on the spot, charged him with conduct unbecoming an officer.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, when this all happened, adultery was technically a misdemeanor in the state of Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And they charged him, and they filed federal paperwork to have him charged with a misdemeanor for adultery in Washington.
Nice.
My uncle got custody of both of my cousins, 100%. They also had the DOJ filed paperwork to go over to the DOJ to file that she will be classified as an unfit mother to have ever have custody of any children.
Wow.
Damn.
Well, that's hardcore, man. Oof.
Yeah.
See, but that's a happy ending for the dude, but that almost never happens.
Yeah.
That almost never happens. And I can guarantee you, if that 08, if he wasn't banging this dude's wife, he would have been fucked. Damn. Because in E6 going against a 2-star, it's not a fair matchup. At my best as a triple tabbed E8, I can turn back the mojo from an 06. But I could not do it for any higher rank. I'm fucked.
The only reason my uncle had the leverage he did is because his two older brothers, had 2 Medal of Honor recipients that were very close personal childhood friends.
Yep.
That's the only way it got there.
That's good shit right there, man. Listen,
That was a long shot.
thank you for the story, man, and keep watching the channel. We have to go to Alt Tech here in a minute or two.
Yeah, Pop's got to empty his squirrel bladder, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Been a fan since August of season 1.
Hell yeah, brother.
And please share this channel with every single dude that you know.
I think he does.
I've shared it with 6 people this week.
Yeah, Crusader Nate is the one who put together the Gilded Chat.
Excellent. Thank you, bro.
That's right.
You're the man, sir. Thank you very
Always
much.
with you guys.
All right, man. Take
All right,
it
Pop,
easy.
go empty your bladder. Have fun, kids.
Now, before we go to Alt Tech, I want to put a few things out.
Okay.
Number 1, I need to get put in contact with somebody that can allow me to rent a billboard in Times Square in New York. Number 1. Number 2, I am 8,000 words away from finishing book 3 in my Jericho Files series. And I am probably going to have a couple individuals read a chapter here and there, and then we'll release that so people can hear exactly what the story's about.
Hell yeah.
And it is about a psychic who hunts serial killers and then kills them.
Damn right.
It is gore porn.
It is gore porn. You know what else is gore porn?
Here we go.
This.
Yeah, I cannot believe this guy's such a fucking idiot.
After all the stories we've heard tonight, Ben Affleck decided to tie one on to a chick who has basically at this point she's one ring away from an infinity gauntlet.
She's been married 7 times?
Let's check here. Yeah.
Is it
7 husbands and boyfriends before Bennifer 2.
Wow.
Drake, oh man. You know, all these dudes are just really riddled with disease now.
Listen, wasn't he with her before and then he got back with her?
Yep. Back in the day, I want to say they were dating for real around the time that Jersey Girl came out, so early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, oh, Diddy. Oh, man.
And now she's like, what, 50 now?
He's got dolphin teeth. Yeah.
She's a worn out mud flap now, man.
She is.
Yeah, listen.
Just saying.
When this goes south, I am going to relish ripping him a new one. It will be glorious.
We already did a Pimtard Wifestitute on him and Jennifer Garner. If he winds up getting wrecked by this chick for the second time, we're going to have to do another Pimtard Wifestitute on the same dude.
On the same dude. And then we can combine all the money he lost for the grand total of...
thrusts. The Paul McCartney episode when I came up with the thrust thing, you were just like, you were helpless for like 5 minutes. Like, I gotta take a break.
Dude, but the thing is, I broke it down. I break it down by the
You broke
pump.
it down by sex act and everything, and all of a sudden it's like, man, that's like $1,000 of thrust, and you fucking lost it.
I did. It was actually worse than that, but yeah. Right.
But then a new like brand new golden bar of comedy was born. We got to break it down by thrust now.
Can you imagine? I'm on stage, have a little tablet. I'm like,
take it
hey,
down
let's
to the
walk
Nance
this
ass.
through here. All right, so he paid $160,000 per sex act,
All the
and that's
thrusts,
220 thrusts. So he basically paid $11,286 per pump. Like,
Could you
I'd have the
imagine that?
audience
Cha-ching,
laughing.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. Oh, with that
man.
being said, we're going to leave you with a brand new Billy Von Baum deep fake. And if you haven't seen it, it's because you didn't follow us to New Tech the last time. But I'm going to throw this one on here. Pop's going to empty his squirrel bladder. And then we're going to go to New Tech for some fucked up but funny. And we're going to read your super chats. And one more article because it really fits in with the fucked up but funny.
All right, let's do it.
How about some Sylvester Stallone pop? And I'm not talking about a soda, if you know what I mean.
Your disease, and I'm the cure.
Thinking of you and high brow.